Hey everybody, it's Christina Holloway here, and today we're going to talk about the difference between being confident and overconfident. I've been recently having conversations with some of my clients who've been asking me, I see people around me, they tend to just demand space and take up air, and they appear to be quite confident people who just have an air of, I belong here, or I deserve these things. And sometimes it comes across as arrogant or overcompensating. And many times the clients I'm talking to ask, where is there a fine line? Where is there space where I can actually inhabit some of that? I deserve to be here. I deserve to be able to speak confidently or share my opinion, and it's well received without coming across as arrogant or overbearing. So, today we're going to talk about three areas where if you develop this space, you'll come across as a confident person without the added effort of overdoing it. A person who is overconfident is usually filling in space where they feel they're lacking. So, they're trying to overcompensate for perceived lack of ability. An overconfident person can typically come across as coming from the ego. And usually we like to think, oh, that person is just annoying or they're irritating or they're dominating and domineering. And we confuse that with just having an air of confidence, where sometimes this is a person overcompensating for a flaw that they believe is obvious. And what's most important is a lot of times we perceive that other people can see us for how we see ourselves inside our heads. That is not true. People do not know what we're thinking or what's going through our mind, and especially many times they misread the way you respond or react to a specific situation, and they fill in the blanks with their own preconceived notions. So today we're going to talk about a very specific framework that's going to help you show up with confidence without feeling like you're overcompensating for a perceived weakness. Okay, so the first area to develop is trust. Are the people around you responding to you in a transparent and kind way and reflecting back to you how you put yourself out there? Now, you want to be able to establish trust with the people who are above you, the people who are around you, and the people who work below you. Once you've established transparency and trust, you're able to navigate from a truly genuine part of who you are. You're showing up in a genuine space and they are genuinely responding back to you. They're allowing themselves to be vulnerable in front of you, and you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable in front of them. And how can we get this to work? Asking questions, coaching them through the process, and making sure that you have understanding of their needs as well as you communicating understanding of your needs. There's reciprocity here. Okay, the second element is integrity. Now, this is the way you show up to other people. So the first one is about trust. This is how you relate to other people. And the second one is integrity, which is how you put yourself out there in front of other people. This also has a lot to do with developing your personal brand and understanding that the way I put myself out there and the way they reflect back to me shows me if I'm on target with reflecting exactly who I want them to see me as. Do I want them to see me as a person who is transparent and honest and open-minded about feedback? Then that's how I'm going to show up when I show up. And you have complete permission to show up and say, I operate on a scale of transparency and open discussion. So we're going to start having conversations in that space. You've now defined who you are. Again, if you want to know more about a personal brand, feel free to download the ebook on how to create a powerful personal brand to up-level your career. It's the Career Development Guide ebook that I've included in the description below. Now, once we move into integrity, we're actually showing people this is who I am and this is how you can operate with me. There's no surprises. You're not going to put yourself out there and say, this is the kind of person I am, and then behave in a different way. All of this is about congruity. Am I showing up the way I want people to see me? Are they reflecting back the way they see me? And is there balance in the two? And the third one is about reputation. Now, this is about what people think of you when you're not there. Many times, I've worked just for myself in my career where I've had people hire me and say, you know, you have a reputation for bringing things across the finish line where others can't do it. You have a reputation for speaking your mind and not mixing messages, right? You have a reputation for being open and honest, even if it's something we don't want to hear. So I kind of know who I am. I showed up in a genuine space, and the reflection back when I'm not around is Christina has a reputation for doing these kinds of things. Does she fit in this project? Yeah, her skills are going to work in this project. Would she fit in this other project? Maybe not. Maybe her skills are a little too direct and this is a sensitive topic. Doesn't matter. What matters is you've shown up in these 3 areas and that people are starting to get a really good sense of who you are. All of this is intended to set the parameters for being confident in your space. The more you understand who you are, the more you understand how you show up in the most positive sense, the more you understand what could derail you during an overwhelming situation, the more you can figure out how to respond in a way that's in alignment with what you really value. Now, a person who is overconfident is going to suck up all the energy in the room. A few examples have been one person who took the entire process and dismantled it and said, I'm going to take over from here. I'm doing everything myself. That person has control issues, can be a micromanager, and does not understand to trust the process that's already established. When we see behavior like this, we want to identify it, deflate it, and then work towards how we can operate with that person with our own integrity. So it's less about reacting to the way they are and more about responding with your own level of confidence and belief in who you are. Another example is a person who during brainstorming says, I've got all the answers, I've got all the ideas. They interrupt. Ooh. They interrupted during meetings. They try to dominate, and they believe that this is a sign of confidence or ability, that they're showing their strengths. No. Most times people like this they've learned that this is how we're supposed to be. They may come from a very aggressive area in their past and feel that this is how it carries forward. And many times in most large organizations, they get shot down pretty quickly. Now you could see, because today we were talking about someone who's made it all the way up to the VP level, who's been controlling, overbearing, dismantling other people's progress, shuts down any kind of collaborative ideas, and pretty much says, it's all about me. I'm the one who's going to do this. I'm the one who gets the prize at the end. Nobody really wants to work with a person like that. And eventually they get to a point where they're no longer driving progress. Their approach is not going to work. There's a point when you get to a certain level in an organization where an approach like that is very self-directed is going to backfire. Spend less time trying to be that person and spend less time trying to be around a person like that. And if you have to be around a person like that, work mostly in this framework, which is establishing trust with other people who can help carry your vision forward, making sure that you act with integrity, and that's whatever definition you've created for yourself for your personal brand. And then also making sure that people understand your reputation, even these other people who try to redefine who they think you are. The more you set boundaries around what assumptions they can make about you, the less likely they'll be to impact you or hurt you. Okay, so that's it for this video on how to develop confidence. It's not about comparing yourself to someone else. It's about taking time to step back and understand where your strengths are and then leaning further into those strengths as you develop strong relationships with the people around you who can help you move your career objectives forward. You want to collect successes, and you want to make sure that you're not interacting too much with people who are damaging or destructive. A lot of times we do have to work with those types of people, but the more you create your boundaries, especially around your reputation and your integrity, the less likely they will be to impact you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.